Look at this. Look at this hand. Well, hang on. Slow down just a little. All right, send one of those cleaves to the bottom, and let's get. This is fine. And let's get busy giving beatdowns. Paul Wu.
I'm not sure.
It's Kyle Boggemes. Go ahead.
Not sure how I feel about step links and no fetch lands, but you know.
No, it's just 1 minute. It's a 1 minute 2/3.
It's definitely not that at all.
Okay, well, it's not always that.
The problem is when it's not that, it's an
unplayable Magic card.
If even a Magic card.
Agonizing Remorse. Let's take a little look-ski-poo, shall we?
The Agonizing Remorse here is nice because it reveals that the hand is bad, but also needs all of these cards to win.
That's true. Oh, we drew the Intimidator. We also have
is nice.
Yeah, we got a Robber of the Rich. Okay, here we go.
I mentioned yesterday I ran into the Intimidator in a draft game the other day, and I was very impressed. I mean, that card makes if you're just trying to manage the game through attacking and blocking, that card kind of does it all.
Yep. Got a lot of text, does a lot of positive things, in my opinion. So hopefully we'll get to see that card play out a little bit. Bloodchief's Thirst going to take care of that. Here is the Intimidator. And now Fervent Champion! Beatdowns. Boggemes looks as though he's taken at least one mulligan in this game, maybe two. Stumbling and fumbling out of the gate a little bit. Missed his third land drop already, so not too pretty out here.
Mm-hmm.
There's Bloodchief's Thirst. Get rid of the Intimidator. Draw. Good draw.
Oh, yeah.
Good draw. In for 3. There's Pathway. We're going to need another removal spell here. Otherwise, Torbrand and Embercleave are going to run away with this one. Well,
there it is. Right off the top.
There's the Hellhound.
Well, you can put the Embercleave on it and turn it into a card.
Which is nice.
Yeah. Torbrand, that's, I don't know, a lot of damage. Anything works with Torbrand.
Well, I was going to say, most things are a lot of damage with Torbrand. Heartless Act, Kindly Leave, Beatdowns, Hellhound. Your turn.
I mean, I guess it is a game object that can attack, which is nice with Embercleave. So some synergy sort of unfolding in front of you.
Also, aren't we in now the territory where most of your draw steps are good? You know, your additional Embercleaves are bad, additional Hellhounds are bad, but that means that most draw steps are good. And they're good for Embercleave.
It's not that all draw steps are good.
I said most.
It's that all draw steps are the same.
Sure. Okay. Well, Castle Embereth is a landfall trigger and pump up the jam. So how about that?
Yeah, that was nice.
Through the Intimidator again. Okay. Beatdowns.
Like getting in with the Hellhound here, it's an important piece of representing the possibility of Embercleave off the top.
Smart. Every angle covered. One shark. Now this 4. Oh wow. Oh boy.
Are we not using Castle Embercleave here?
Putting it right in the garbage can. Bye bye. Oops has been announced. Okay.
I was gonna say, if getting the Intimidator is so important this turn, that's something. But you're playing in Sultai Control that's missing land drops. You can't really assume anything is going to survive.
Well, there's a land. Well, the Intimidator is a good way to use your excess mana, right? So
yes,
we focus on that. Cowards can't block. Cowards can't block warriors, and we can give some beatdowns here. So let's do that. There you go. Let's turn that shark into a coward. No? Oh, I guess we can just pump up the jam. And then give our thing trample. Okay, well, our creature's dead. Okay. Yeah. Let's castle up then. Deal 2. Push you to 3. Boggemes is still just missing land drops like crazy.
Yeah. I mean, the Sultai deck is hard there's so little that greases the wheels along the way that there's just a lot of opportunities for different stumbles. That said, his position here is still quite strong.
All right. Well, shark down. Cycle neutralize. Good idea. Find something new. The whiff. Intimidator. Can't get haste. I think this is a turn where we have enough mana that we can attack, activate the castle, and then also play the Intimidator, which not so bad.
Yeah, good use of resources this turn.
Yeah, that's dead. Heartless Act. All right, well, Intimidator is lethal.
I think you want to play your land there.
I think I agree.
There's some chance between your Intimidator and the castle that you could, Well, this is lethal, so we'll see what the response is.
And removal spell. Boom. Now Boggemes has green mana. Do you think he has an Uro in his hand? What do you think? Turns out the answer is yes.
Surprise, too.
Yeah. Up to 6. There's a land. All right, we need to draw a spell, Red Mage, right now. Oh, boy.
Is that a red cap melee?
That is. Look, it kills Omnath.
Oh, okay. I get it now.
Yeah, see? That's why you do it. And now, Uro from the bin. And now, the game is over. Annex is a little late to this party. And good game has been announced. Okay, well, Al Boggemes is going to win game number 1 here over Paul Wu. Mono Red was not fast enough to get the job done. And those red cap, the red cap melee, will probably go. Maybe you want to bring and claim the firstborn.
Removal sideboard of 15 removal spells.
Oh, dude, Roiling Vortex is coming in. Okay,
all right,
pretty cool.
That's cool.
Nice little fun, cool card. Okay.
Thank you.
I dig that.
Yeah. Now that card could actually be good here.
Yeah.
If I was playing mono red, I would probably play that card in the main deck.
Yeah.
To be honest, if this deck is going to be good, that card in the metagame, that card's got to be a feature of it.
I think I can agree with that.
The two most prevalent decks by far are ones where you would absolutely want it. So.
And the best cards gain life. So.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the Hellhound. Oh yeah, keep, hope to draw land. That's where I'm at.
Here comes 2 damage this game. I mean, the curve of this hand is pretty nice. It just
I like this hand a lot.
You just need a lot of lands.
You can play the castle right now. Yeah, get in for 2. Yeah, just hard cast that Rimrock. Yeah, let's give some beat pounds. Yeah. Big draw there.
Huge.
Phoenix. Yep, we're curving. We're curving.
Here we go.
No, Kyle's going to have some sort of removal spell. Yep, there's Heartless Act on the Phoenix. Okay. Now what? Island? Pass. Annex? Not the worst draw.
Not at all.
Yeah, you can play that land. You got a 3-drop to fill in the gap, and you got your two most powerful cards, an Embercleave and Torbrand, in your hand. Look, this has got to be good enough.
Yeah, that draw is great here. I mean, you would maybe prefer untapped mountain, but as far as things go, you'll take Annex off the top here.
Yeah, this one's got to be. You got to hope it's good enough to get the job done. What are we thinking? Just play that Spike Field as a land.
mean, there's the question of pre or post combat annex. That's all.
Sure.
If you think your opponent might have a removal spell that is only targets attackers or a flash creature to put in, then you would want the annex pre-combat. You would want to do it post if you think you're just going to hit it with a removal spell. If you think annex is better than either one of your threats, it's thin stuff, but takes a second to figure out.
Yeah, that's fair. I was just a little confused at the thought about not playing the land or something like that, because you're definitely going to do that because you're a Hellhound. That's all. Beatdowns. In for 5 more.
Yeah, I think Paul is trying to trap here a little bit, assuming that Kyle's going to play a removal spell in combat, and then he can Embercleave the other thing.
Yep.
I mean, you just pass here, right?
Yeah, right? I don't do anything. Like, if you take the damage, you're going to 3 outplay a Torbrand post combat, I guess.
Right. It doesn't look good, but you've made this line.
I would not Embercleave.
Right, you've already committed to this. You could have played Torbrand pre if you wanted to use up your equity that way. If Kyle passes, you pass back, knock him to 3, play your creature.
Yep, that's all. This is the exact play that I would make too.
Same. Keep in mind that you have the Phoenix in the graveyard too, so knocking Kyle to 3 is pretty valuable. Even if your stuff dies, you have the escaping of that as something that's sort of looming over the game.
Yep.
I like going for the trap there. I don't mind it at all. But once you've made the play, you have to see it through.
Yeah, you can't deviate.
The problem is that he's given away his hand. I mean, attack you after combat played Torbrand is like, all right, well, what could possibly be going on here? Not that it matters very much, but the hand is face up, so you gotta, keep that in mind as you're making your plays. Kyle knows you have Embercleave now.
Yep, totally agree. Remember, the escape on Phoenix of Ash is 2 RR. You exile 3 other cards. Phoenix of Ash escapes with a +1/+1 counter on it, so it's become a 3/3. Flying haste, all that good stuff. So. What do you like here?
Phoenix.
I think you just I like just casting Phoenix too. You don't have a land for your Hellhound, which is a bit of a bummer, but just a little more on the battlefield.
All other things being equal, it's just when you have Phoenix in the graveyard, however it washes out, putting stuff in the graveyard is valuable. The Embercleave's not going to get Kyle at this point. He's passing with 4 cards in hand and 5 mana up, and he knows that you have it. So just cast your creatures, try to get in the damage that you can, and hope that the top of your deck or being able to escape Phoenix eventually gets the job done.
Shark Typhoon for 1, because it looks like he's going to trade with Rimrock Knight. And then ideally draw a removal spell for the Phoenix of Ash and take no damage this turn, I think is what Kyle's trying to do.
Yeah.
See if that actually happens here in a moment. It looks like that all worked out because Eliminate was a card that was available. So, Boggemes is still at 3. Wouldn't call him anything close to stabilized yet, but he's trying. But as you mentioned, with Phoenix of Ash and now 2 of them in the graveyard, there's some late game inevitability here for Paul Wu.
This has been my so it's a new format and the cards are different. But to go back to sort of the previous standard format a little bit, this was my criticism of Embercleave decks. You can't deviate. The card requires so much infrastructure, and post board when your opponent is just flushed with 2 mana instant speed interaction, the act of getting Embercleave onto a creature is really, really tough, and the cards just aren't powerful enough to win the game unless you're reliably Embercleaving people.
Sure.
Which is why, when I was playing like the Modest Chandra deck or whatever, was just like, it's not because that deck was better game 1, it wasn't, but post board Embercleave is it's tough to get it going.
Mountain the draw, which is not a bad draw. It's going to turn on the Hellhound. And now it looks like we might be escaping the Phoenix.
I think I prefer to Embercleave this turn.
I think there's some value on just getting it onto the battlefield.
I think that this is your one shot where you can trade the Hellhound with a card. And if you don't take it here, then you're never going to get it.
Okay, so we had a small jump in the game there where basically what happened was a land for the Hellhound, get back Phoenix via escape, put you to 1. Kyle played Extinction Event on odds, killed the creatures, and now Embercleave is hard cast past the turn back. So that's where we are in the game. Apologies for the slight technical snafu. But now you know where we are. And things, much like in game number 1, are starting to slip away a little bit here from Paul because Uro is now on the battlefield.
Yeah, I mean, you get one crack at it right here. Arena's bugged. You knew that was going to happen. Second Embercleave off the top.
Yep. And now Uro's going to be attacking. And this looks so much like game number 1 where this red deck got very close to crossing the finish line, but once Kyle was able to establish Uro, and once he's able to attack, and I say this in all honesty, it takes one attack to basically end the game.
Yeah, your cards just aren't good enough. And
yeah.
Kyle, post-board, is going to have so many sweepers and 2-mana removal spells that there's no real hope that his hand doesn't line up the right way.
Yeah. You know, his goal is to just interact enough until he can get Uro onto the battlefield, and once he's able to do that, he attacks. Now he's back up to 7. And this mono red deck, the thing about this version is that it's just not the most powerful version of mono red. You know, it is a good deck, don't get me wrong, but is this the version that we've seen with cards like Stoke the Flames or Goblin Rabble Master or any other busted cards? Not really. It's got some good ones. Scorbrand's powerful, Embercleave's powerful, but none of those are as powerful as Uro. We all know that.
Well, part of the problem is that the new wave of cards. Wow. Sorry. Just.
What's that? What happened to you?
Just. Can you find the worst thing to put an Embercleave on? Challenge 2020. The problem is, so part of my issue is the Embercleave infrastructure problem, and another part of it is that even if the cards are not very good as like individual cards, as we see this one be wrapped up,